I'm literally sweating. I just got rid of quite a bit of books. Hey everyone, welcome back. We are going to be doing a giant unhaul today. Now, I'm not sure how many books I'm going to be getting rid of. I feel like it's going to be a lot because I don't have room, okay? You guys really want to see what's going on here? My library, right? But I have this giant just stack and a half of books and I don't have anywhere to put it. So I need to do some reorganizing and purging. Now I buy books all the time, so I have that big stack of books that I need to fit on my shelves. And again, I don't have room. So here was my dilemma with this video. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this big unhaul until the end of the year because I really want to have the books that I've read this year to physically hold and show you guys for some wrap up, end of year videos, but I don't think I can wait any longer. It's fall and I am having the itch to just purge everything, and I really haven't had the best reading year as far as books I've actually enjoyed, and there are a lot of books I know I want to get rid of. And there's also some duplicates because even though I think I'm organized, sometimes I get a little ahead of myself in bookstores. So I do have duplicates I want to get rid of. I have books I just didn't enjoy. There's probably books that I have read and I just don't see myself rereading I'm going to get rid of. That doesn't mean that I didn't like them. I just don't really want to hold on to them. And I may even get rid of some books that I haven't read yet because I'm just not feeling it anymore. Now I will say, I feel like there's two types of library owners. There's the type that you have to have all of your books mostly read to where you only have a very short like TBR. Well, I'm the other kind, which is where most of my library is unread books, but I kind of like it that way. I just think it's more fun to look at my bookshelves and be like, oh, there's so many options to read. I mean, it is satisfying to look at a shelf and be like, oh, I read a lot of these. But I've honestly never been like that. So yeah, most of these are unread, but there are quite a few that are read that I just don't want. You know, I'm a believer in reading a book, and if I enjoy it enough, I'm gonna keep it. If it was good and I don't see myself rereading it, or if I didn't like it, then I'm going to try to resell it, make some money back, or I'm going to try to donate it or give it to someone that I know that maybe would like it. Like I have given books to my grandma or friends, so you know, I think that is the plan. That was a long roundabout way of saying that we're gonna get rid of a crap ton of books and you're going to come along for this very chaotic decision making. So I think we're gonna start in my less popular genre corner of the room. If you guys have watched my library tour video, which is already kind of outdated, I do keep my books by genre, and I do keep most of my fantasy, horror, thriller, sci-fi on the other side of the room, and this half is kind of the books that I just don't see myself reading much. Now I do know this shelf is my classics, and I do have a couple duplicates, so we're gonna go ahead and go through them. This is how the camera's gonna have to be for this. But these books I'm not getting rid of. These are my really nice Barnes & Noble editions that I just adore. I have a couple down there too. But I do already know that I have quite a few duplicates of classics because I did just find these really beautiful Wordsworth classic editions, and they're just prettier. So as I know that this is a set, but I did just buy Crime and Punishment, and it's a way prettier copy. We'll be getting rid of that. I will also be getting rid of The Picture of Dorian Gray because I did just get this really big edition from my cousin. I do own quite a few different like Edgar Allan Poe collections, but I won't be getting rid of them. Down on the bottom, I think I'm gonna get rid of The War of the Worlds. I read this last year and it was good, and I definitely am happy I read it because it is like a classic sci-fi, like the start of science fiction, but it just was not my favorite, and I don't see myself reading it again, honestly. Now this one may kind of hurt me later on if I have kids, but I did read James and the Giant Peach this year, and it was good, but there were quite a few things that I just did not like about it, and so this I think I'm gonna put in like a maybe pile because I'm just not sure. Moving on to my poetry, general fiction, and some random historical fiction. I'm not sure there's much I'm going to get rid of here. My poetry books I do annotate, so they probably would not be able to go anywhere. I do have this book that I probably could sell. I did dog ear the pages, but as long as I, you know, put them back and just mark that, I feel like I can get rid of this one, so I will be doing that. I was not the biggest fan of this book, but I did annotate it like I said, so I guess I will keep it for now. There aren't any other books that I think I'm going to get rid of on this shelf. These are classics that I don't have duplicates of right now, so they will be staying. Down here, I'm not really sure. This is a book that I love the movie for, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to actually read the book. So I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. I do love my Ellen Hopkins. I do want to reread these two, and I want to read the rest of them, and you know, if they're just okay, then I'll probably get rid of them. I love this book. I did finally read Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I was obsessed with it. This is a book that I am not sure about. I've not heard the best of things, so maybe we'll put that in the maybe pile. I'm not positive yet. Down here, these are also some ones that I'm really not sure about, but for now I think I'll keep them. Yeah, I think we'll keep this like this for now. I could probably get rid of quite a few of these that I haven't read, but we'll hold off. Now, on my romance shelf, and I have two random manga up here, I do want to read Plunderer, and then I probably will get rid of it. But I do want to get rid of Bad. I have not read this, but I do have Kindle Unlimited, and I was checking that it is on there, so I don't feel like I need this. Same with Her Soul to Take. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I don't think that I need to have it. I did get this book, and it sounds good, but I think it's like book 4, and I didn't realize that, and I'm not sure if it's like one that you can read alone, so I will be getting rid of that. I have read Ugly Love. I don't want it. It was good at the time, but I don't see myself rereading it. If He Had Been With Me, I absolutely loved. I do love The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, so I think I'm going to keep that one for now. Moving down, immediately a get rid of. I DNF this book. I absolutely despise it. I think it was just awful, and I know it's really popular, and that's a hot take, but I just could not with this book, so I will be getting rid of that book. I will also be getting rid of Beach Read. I read this over the summer for book club, and while it was good, I don't see myself rereading it anytime soon, and I just am not the biggest romance reader, so I will be getting rid of that as well. The rest I may keep. I'm not sure about Safe Haven. I did love this movie, but I just don't know if I'm like a watch the movie and then read the book kind of person, so I've owned it for years. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. I will be keeping this. Funny story, I accidentally got sent this from Barnes & Noble, even though I did not order it, but I will be keeping it because it's cute. Of course, keeping this. I'm missing book 3. My grandma has it. Here is Pippin coming to say hello and be a menace to society. I will be keeping, I think, everything on the shelf. These are just 3 big series that I eventually want to read. Spinning around to my nonfiction and manga shelves. I don't know if there's really any that I'm getting rid of here. A lot of these I still have not read, and I do want to read eventually, so I don't think anything on the bottom. Those are more reference books. I don't think I'm really going to get rid of these. These are 2 of my favorite nonfiction books. Yeah, I really don't think there's much I'm going to get rid of here. We Should Hang Out Sometime was really good, but I don't know if I'm ever going to reread it. I may keep it though for now because I did love that book. Something else I'm debating, manga I really only want to collect if it's like, you know, they're short and I own, you know, and I can physically own them all. Kaiju, while I love this, I think I'm going to get rid of these. I don't need to own them. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile just because I'm not 100% sure, but there's so many volumes out now and it's just a lot. So that kind of wraps up everything And this side of the room, I think, I mean, like I said, there's quite a few books I could probably get rid of in like my general fiction or historical fiction that I just don't see myself reading. But for now, I think I'm gonna hold on to them. I may do like a second sweep of my library after everything, but I do have a decent stack. I do have quite a few books, stacks over there, some maybes. I'm gonna go ahead and sort these so that I keep track of things, and then I'm gonna go ahead over to the big part of my library. Now we have moved on to my giant part of my library. This is my fantasy, sci-fi, horror, thriller, mysteries, and I know of quite a few we're going to be getting rid of. So let's go ahead and do that. We will start here with my thriller horror shelves. I know there's a little bit that I would like to get rid of. The first two are going to be the Thursday Murder Club and The Man Who Died Twice. I tried reading book 1 and I was literally almost done with it, and I was just like, I can't. There's too many characters. I hated it. I was just not a fan. So those will be gone. I will also be getting rid of The Maidens. Those of you that watched my very first video this year, I absolutely hated this book. As a maybe, I may also get rid of The Silent Patient by him. I just don't even like his writing, so I'm not even sure if that's something I want to like look into. Moving up, I don't really think there's anything here I'm gonna get rid of. I really like Riley Sager, and I haven't read a lot of these books. I liked a lot of these ones. There is like one Eric LaRocca that I may get rid of, but I'm not sure. I'm in the middle of it, and I've been in the middle of it, so I'm not sure. Darcy Coates, I was originally trying to collect all her books, but I realized that there's quite a few that I just did not like. And I know one that was really popular was Dead of Winter. I was not a fan of it, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. The Haunting of Gillespie House. I loved The Haunting of Gillespie House, but the short stories in it killed it for me. It's short, so I was expecting this to be the whole book, and then finding out there were short stories in it at the end just kind of made me sad, so I don't think I'm going to keep that one either. I did also read Parasite this year, and I think I'm going to put this in the maybe because it was really good, but I don't see myself rereading it, honestly, so we'll see. Moving on, we have Sarah J. Maas, N.K. Jemisin. We're not touching them. They are queens. We're not getting rid of any of that. Moving down into more horrors. I don't think there's really much I want to get rid of here. I did read The Phantoms by Dean Koontz, and I think I will put this in the maybe pile. I'm not really sure if I want to keep it. It was really good, but I don't know if I'm going to reread it, honestly. These other books I haven't read yet, and I plan on it. I did read Demon Seed and liked that a lot, so I will be keeping that one. A couple of these I could probably get rid of. Like, I'm not sure if I'll ever actually read them, but I don't know. It's hard for me to get rid of books that I haven't read because I feel kind of guilty about it, but I don't think there's anything there. I did read my best friend's Exorcism for book club and loved it, so I don't think there's really any down here that I want to get rid of either. This is starting to get to be a problem. Moving on, I have like YA fantasy, Pete My New Dragon I just got. I don't think there's any here either. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get really critical. I think I'm gonna take these two off the shelf and I'm gonna put them in a maybe. I'm gonna have to read what they're about, honestly. I don't know what else is down here. There's so many books that I have collected and I just have not read. I'm not touching basically anything on the tops of my shelves. They are things that I collect and they're just not going anywhere. Honestly, I'm just gonna show y'all. I have to do all up there. That's my sci-fi. And I do have to do all of this. And then I do have a tower here and a tower here. Ignore the cat litter I just showed y'all. My bad. But I think what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and go through the rest of this because it's going to take me a minute and I will end up showing you what I get rid of. Alright guys, I'm sweating. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a lot. I also turn off the fan when I film because it's really freaking loud. But I have a giant stack of books that I know for sure I'm getting rid of. It's not as many as I was obviously expecting because I do own so many books. But it's hard because there's just so many that sound good. And then I do have a stack of maybes. And then I have the stack of maybes from the other half of the room that we can go through and try to decide what we're keeping and what we're not. But the first book I knew for sure I was getting rid of was Dragon Fruit. I did read this year and it was really disappointing. I was really excited. The premise had promise and I just don't think it was executed well. I don't really know what happened in this book. It was just very random and I think I reviewed this already. You guys can check it out. It was just not my favorite. Another book I think I'm going to get rid of is Blood Ties and Full Circle. This is the Casting trilogy. I own books 1 and 3. I have never been able to find the second book, and honestly rereading the back, I just don't think it sounds like a book that I'd really be into anymore, so I will be getting rid of these two as well. Another one I have is Anthony Ryan's The Waking Fire. While I love the cover, also reading the back, it just, I don't know. I'm not sure actually, because now I'm reading one of the little blurbs and it's saying The Waking Fire is part Indiana Jones, part Pirates of the Caribbean, and part Mistborn. It's got wonderful, memorable characters and great action. Indiana Jones and like the Pirates of the Caribbean are some of my favorites. I still have yet to read Mistborn, but I've heard amazing things. So if you're tying two of my personal favorites with a book-wide favorite, I don't know. But I'm going to be strict with myself and I am going to get rid of this one as well. One that I've had for a long time and I just have not read is Yago by Kim Newman. It sounds good, but I feel like there's other books like this. I don't know though, because it's about dreams and nightmares coming true, creatures from local legend, science fiction, and the dark side of the human mind prowl the town. I don't know. It sounds good, but it's also really fat and I already have a lot of those, so I think I am going to get rid of this one as well. Now, I feel really bad when I get rid of Book of the Month books because I have a lot and I can probably say that I've only read about 3 of them. To be honest, I'm really bad about, you know, getting them every month and then never reading them. And this is one, The Space Between Worlds, I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. This was an August 2020 pick. Time travel is not... Yeah, it says multiverse. I'm sorry. That's just not really my thing. I like sci-fi that's not always time travel and this kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to read this at all. Another sci-fi book I found is The Beauty. I did read this year. It was weird, whack. It was okay. I liked kind of the story in it, but I'm not going to read it again. It was weird and I don't need it on my shelves. I did go through The Tower that you're currently sitting on, and I am going to get rid of The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. While I read this book years ago and I did enjoy it, clearly I have no interest in reading it again. Yeah, I just don't see myself reading it. I know there's kind of a big controversy right now with Neil Gaiman in general. I typically am someone where I try to separate the author from their work and I just look at their work as their work. But I just don't want to reread this one anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Another one that I literally bought to reread and then continue the series is a middle grade book called Pegasus, The Flame of Olympus. I read this in middle school, advanced English, and I did a whole project on it, and I think that's why. But honestly, it's very Olympus, Greek mythology, and I just recently bought all of the Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson books, and all of the sub-series for that, which I never read as a kid, so I feel like that is going to take up time. And this, while I remember it being good, I'm not going to read it again, honestly. I don't know why I bought it thinking that I would when there's a very popular series that I bought and haven't read yet. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one too, and hopefully a kid somewhere will enjoy it just as much as I did in middle school. Now this one I'm kind of debating because I do feel kind of bad, My cousin bought me this from the book fair for Christmas one year, and I loved this show, The Dragon Prince, before they like changed the name and now it's all like whack. I don't know. I haven't watched any more of it, but it's really good. He literally had it packaged in a giant gown-sized Ziploc bag and wrote to Trinity from him. But as much as I love it, I don't feel like I can be extremely sentimental with this many books. And I know that there is a kid out there that would enjoy this so much. I may even see if he wants it. So I will be unhauling this, and I will make sure to take out his little note. Now we're gonna move on to my maybes, and there's a lot. So the maybes that I had, this author right here, Frances Harding. I don't even know what these are about. These are like brand new. I feel like I'm gonna read the backs really quick and tell y'all which I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna only keep one. I'm gonna limit myself to one. But I'm gonna read the backs because I don't know what they're about, and I've had them for a long time. Very quickly reading what they're about. This one, Face Like Glass, does sound better, and I do want to read it. I just love the cover. That's why I've kept it for years. But this one, honestly, I feel like there are more adult books that have this premise of seeing the dead, things like that. And this one also has higher ratings. So I will be getting rid of A Skinful of Shadows. Interesting title. I don't think I like that. But I will be getting rid of this one, I think. I'm not going to read it. Really quick, I almost forgot. I just had to jump up there. There is another book that I'm getting rid of, and that is Empire of Silence. Not because I hated it, not because I've even read it, simply because I can never find the other ones in mass market edition, and I did find a normal paperback edition, and that's typically what I see the rest of the series in, and I don't like having mixed matched. You know right? So I will be getting rid of the mass market edition. This is another one I bought brand new, so I will be trying to sell this one for a little bit of money back. But I've heard amazing things about this series. It's just I have a duplicate now. Alright, now I'm having a bit of a dilemma. So I was at the bookstore a while ago and I found this big fat book, right? And it's called Fall of the Dragons. And I bought it because I had Dawn of the Dragons. This is book 1 and this is book 3, right? Until I realized, y'all, I freaking own these books. It's the Imaginaria Geographica. These are beautiful, right? These first 3 are inside of this one. And actually, I think it's just these first 2 are inside of this one. And then the second omnibus has books 2 and 3, I think, and then this has the rest of them. So here's where I'm deciding, right? This is just the first 3 books, but this is books, I don't know, this is like 5 of the books in this series. I think there's like 8 or 7 total. Do I keep these because they will be take up less room on my shelf, or do I keep the really pretty editions, right? I don't know because I don't need these. These are also hardbacks. They're more expensive to find. Again, there's 7 of them. Or do I keep the omnibus versions where it's condensed and tidy on my shelves? I am someone where I think practically I need to look at like shelf space over aesthetic. So I don't know. That may be one that I have to like think about. But just so you know, that was a dilemma I had. I need to get rid of one of those sets. I'm not sure which. Okay, now the other books that I was debating, James and the Giant Peach, I do think I'm gonna get rid of. This is a very popular book. I feel like if I have kids and I want to buy it again, I can find it easily. I read it and I thought it was cute, but I also like had some problems with just the way they talked about like skinny versus fat, and just like how, I don't know, I don't like that, and I don't want to like indoctrinate my kids with like calling people fat and skinny, because I'm someone that has struggled with weight issues. That just like really irked me. I loved the story and I know that wasn't the whole point, but just making fun of the aunts the entire beginning, I don't know. I love the story. I think maybe I'll just show my kids the movie. So I think I am gonna get rid of this one. Now Kaiju volumes 1 and 2, I think I am also gonna get rid of. I love manga, but it takes me like 25 minutes to read an entire volume, and there have been so many more volumes published since I got this. I also could easily get my really cheap Shonen Jump subscription and read them online again, or I have friends that have, you know, websites that you can read them on kind of free legally, you know what I mean, okay? So I could just also read these online, so I think I'm gonna get rid of them. Safe Haven, again, I think I am gonna get rid of. I loved the movie, but I've honestly owned this for so long, I don't think I'm ever gonna actually read it. Same with Confessions of a Shopaholic. I don't think I'm ever gonna read it. I think I bought this with a friend because we were like, oh, we can buddy read it. But I love the movie so much, I don't even want to touch the book and like ruin my opinion of it. Now, this is one I'm still debating. Shark Heart by Emily Habak. I love sharks. Sharks are some of my favorite. This was on a shelf with like 3 other books that have sharks on the cover. But I just heard not good things about this. Like, I heard it was boring, not what they wanted. Honestly, reading the little thing, I don't know. This came out August 2023. That's so funny because the other book I got rid of was an August book. I think the summer books for book of the month tend to lack, to be honest. Yeah, I think I am gonna get rid of it. I don't think I'm ever gonna read it. It's like marriage, motherhood, metamorphosis, intergenerational love story, newlyweds. I don't know. I'm not gonna read it, to be real. I think I got it because of the cover. Phantoms by Dean Koontz. I liked it a lot, but I don't know. This one may still be a maybe. I don't know. I need to think about it. Same with Parasite. I really liked this book by Darcy Coates, but like, will I ever read it again? I think I gave it a 3 or a 4 star. How about this? I have a lot of books I'm getting rid of. I feel like I've done pretty good, so I will reward myself with keeping these 2 books that I did read and I did rate very high. I think I'm gonna keep these for now. I probably will be getting rid of more books once Christmas hits, so I will keep those. The Silent Patient, though, guys, I really don't know. Part of me wants to read it because I have heard, same as The Maidens, mixed things about it. My cousin read this one and really liked it. I read The Maidens and absolutely hated it. So I'm not sure because I've heard just this author in general is a love or hate. But I also know that I could get this on my Kindle. So I think I am going to get rid of it. I hated this author. Maybe I'll read it, but I'm not going to keep it. So out of all of those books, I am only keeping 3 that I talked about and showed you guys. So that is really good. I will show you guys the whole stack of books that I have, and hopefully I can fit a lot of the new books that I have just stacked in the corner on my shelves. I do have quite a few like books on my Christmas list, and I know that if I get those, I'll have to do some rearranging, especially when it comes to my fantasy. I never have wiggle room in my fantasy section, but I think for now that is what I'm going to be getting rid of. I mean, I'm debating a few others. Like, I do own Den of Vipers, is like a really popular dark romance. It's on Kindle Unlimited. The 50 Shades of Grey series, I don't know if I'll ever read, but I kind of want to keep them. It by Stephen King, I also is like one of those books I don't know if I'll ever actually read, but I want to keep. So, I mean, I'm sure come the new year, I may be a little bit more critical. I am hoping to like try to move out eventually. Me and my boyfriend would very much like our own place sometime soon, but I don't know financially how that will happen right now. But I know that before any of that happens, I will be unhauling a lot more because I don't know where we're going to end up, and I don't think all of these books are going to have a home in our new place. So yes, and I think I will be getting rid of the really pretty copies. I just think it makes more sense for me to have the omnibus versions, especially if I end up not liking them. Then it's like, why did I even need to keep the pretty ones? So I am just going to keep this. I know this is books 1 and 3 or omnibus 1 and 3. I have a bad habit of buying whole series before reading them, but I will be keeping those 2. So I guess I lied. There's 5 books I'm keeping. I will be getting rid of these 3, and I feel like I could make a little bit of money back on these. They are very nice additions. Stunning. I love them, but it's just practically makes more sense to keep the other ones. So, right, so these are all the books I will be getting rid of. I will have to do a final count and tell you, or put it up on the screen. It's quite a bit. It's definitely more than the little stack I had here, which makes me very happy. I know that there's plenty more that I could definitely get rid of, but I'm trying to read more this last half or last month of the year, and then hopefully next year will be a lot less stressful and I can read some more. But this is everything I'm getting rid of right now, and now it's time to go and fit all of these books in the holes on my shelves. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, am still very much sweating. I need to turn the fans on back here. I've probably said it twice. There's a lot of other books I could get rid of. I'm just really hoping that I'll eventually read them. So we'll see what happens in the next month. And then we'll see how many books I get for Christmas or buy myself for Christmas with Black Friday deals and all that. Depending on that, I may do another little mini unhaul at the beginning of the year. And then, you know, we'll see what happens and how much I read, because I really do hate unhauling books I haven't read. But that's just an issue with being such a book hoarder. I just have so many. So I did unhaul 37 books, and I will be listing some of them on Pango Book. I've already given quite a few books to people, so those obviously were not in this, but I have unhauled books throughout the year. But that's a big unhaul. 37 books, could have been way more, but for now, that's what we're gonna get rid of. I am going to list them or donate them or give them away. We'll see what happens, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully my videos become a little bit more regular. Again, once the new year hits, I'm hoping to be a lot less stressed with school. I will be done and I'll just be working, so hopefully work doesn't drive me crazy. And yeah, I hope you all have a very good Thanksgiving, and I should see you all again before Christmas, but if not, have a Merry Christmas or whatever other holidays or things you celebrate, and I will see you all with the next one.